wife Edna Allan. We're from Fountain Green, Utah. I'm a retired physicist, still doing research, and the geodesic dome has been a real fascination to me. Buckminster Fuller, when he invented it in the 60s, did a very clever thing. As people who know about them, there are millions of them around the planet because they're the strongest edifice out of minimum material that you can possibly build. And when Puja Parsons turned this into a greenhouse, I was totally fascinated with what he had done, and the geometry is intriguing to me, how you have 75 panels that work together in sets of 5 to build an extremely strong structure that can go up very quickly. When we put our 22-footer up, the 2 before members we had up in one day, and we put the panels on the next day, and the rest of the structure takes a lot more time, but it goes up very quickly. They've done a great job of pulling together the kit so that you can assemble it and the instructions are clear. And anyway, based on very sound physical principles, it's a great structure, pulling in the solar energy to grow beautiful food all year round.
And when did you buy your first growing dome?
Wow, we've had it for many years.
It was
96?
96, 95 or something like that.
And was that in Utah as well?
Yes, yeah.
Well, we bought it from here, of course.
Uh-huh. And since then, what's...
Well, we have altogether bought 7 from it.
7?
I thought it was 6 yesterday, but it got thinking about where they have gone, and there are 7 of them.
Wow.
They're all 22-footers, and the original one is at our home in Fountain Green, which we've enjoyed tremendously. We're at 6,000 feet. It gets 20 degrees below, so we have to augment a little bit in the winter, but we've gone through about 3 or 4 winters eating tomatoes year-round, and that's been delightful.
And have you bought them for other people? Is that what you're saying?
We bought them for family and friends.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Wow.
Have them both for ourselves and some of our kids, and as well as some of our friends who've seen ours and said, we'd like to do the same.
Wow. So did you have to convince them, or did you just have one and they liked
saw what we were doing and said, we'd like to do that too.
Awesome.
So,
and were you gardeners before?
Oh yeah, she's always been her dad, and she's a great gardener.
Uh-huh.
My grandmother's last name was Gardner.
Was Garden?
Gardner.
Oh, Gardner. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. We love to grow things fresh.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We eat artichokes, do great. Swiss chard does great. A lot of things do really well.
Yeah, our Swiss chard has leaves this big this year, and then the stem is about this round, and they're about this long. So it's hitting the top of the area where it is.
Yeah.
So it's been a good investment.
Jerusalem artichokes go clear to the top.
Wonderful investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've it's a lot of people have gone to it. We have a solar home. If you go to our website, and a lot of people come to see it, and then we always take them out and show them the geodesic. And so it's been. And then they send them to growing spaces. So.
Thank you so much. What do you like best about it? Why do you think it was good enough to buy 7 times?
You walk in there in the winter time, and it's summer.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
You feel there's a great feeling, and just it feels alive and fresh, and just the moisture. It just really feels good to walk in there. Everybody comments when they walk in how good it feels.
Oh, that's lovely.
Inside the dome.
And do you have snow where you live?
3 feet, 3-4 feet. I've got pictures of our dome. You can hardly see it with the snow.
I have to shovel out the front of the door. Need one of these kind of entryways there.
Yeah. Typically every winter we have a path. We have to shovel to get to it because we get 2-3 feet of snow.
We're at 6,000 feet.
That was the best for me, was just having fresh greens in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And just a little oasis of warmth.
Yeah, and the lettuce is wonderful all year round.
Yeah, the lettuce does great.
All kinds of fresh food you can get out. I have little walking onions, and I set the bulbs all over in between the plants and things, and so we have fresh green onions all year round, and it's been really great.
Yeah.
We have aloe vera planted in it, so if we ever need to get a cut, it doesn't. The aloe vera needs more warmth in the winter, so I take them in the house. But
They do great though.
they do fine when we had a fan to keep it warm, but we let the tomatoes freeze last year, the more tender things, because we got a lot of white flies, and that seemed to take care of them.
That's right, it does. Yeah, one of the things that people have to learn about is dealing with different pests like that in an organic way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's a learning curve for all of us.
It is.
That's what's really great, is it's organic.
Yeah.
Too much of this other kind of stuff going on with our food chain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had my 2 grandsons come over to our house, and I gave them each a tomato worm. One of them lost his somewhere. The other one treated it like a pet, and he took it home with him. And I asked him on the way home, we were taking him home, and I says, if you had a Aladdin's lamp and you rubbed it and a genie came out and you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? And he says, 100 million tomato worms.
Amazing.
I thought that was real funny.
It is funny.
I have some of this rosemary, and mine is just huge. It's just taking over almost this whole area.
Really? So tell me, what do you do for pest control?
We use ladybugs and praying mantis, and they're quite effective.
And where do they come from?
Well, we got the ladybugs from a friend. He bought a whole bunch of them, and we transplanted them inside of our geodesic, and they multiply. They stay there. They do well. Praying mantises we just get from wherever we can get them, and they seem to propagate, and they do really well as well. Yeah, I was telling Udgar we did a little different design on ours. We actually used the berm temperature to keep it warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I've gone down 3 feet, and then I use insulation on the outside, and then come up 2 feet on the wall. So I have 5 feet of insulation on the outside, so that the cold temperature in the winter doesn't penetrate. So I'm using the warmth of the earth to warm it in the winter.
That's awesome.
And then to cool it in the summer.
So you're not adding any heat in terms of electrical?
We found that it will freeze. Some things grow fine when it gets below 32, but the tomatoes freeze if we don't augment a little bit.
Yeah, and the aloe vera doesn't like the cold.
So we add I run electricity, and I just have just a little augmentation so we can grow tomatoes year round.
Yeah, we had lemongrass, and it didn't last. I took some in the house.
Yeah, the first 2 winters, I think we had no heat, but then we put heat in. It doesn't take much. Just take the edge off, and it makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
We have only heated ours at like 20 below, just because I'm living with a purist who wants to experiment all the time. But I noticed, too, that I want to hang on to my tomatoes.
Yeah.
Usually they'll go to the end of November, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's the same with us. About 1st of December, they'll freeze if we don't augment a little bit.
Right.
Doesn't take months, though.
We found that those little Vernado heaters work really well.
They're small, just a little bit of heat.
Just keeps the air moving.
And do you put it up against the tank?
Yeah, we have a little
It's
fish
close
tank.
to the tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And that's the warmest place to plant in the winter, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.